Hey traders, it's E. It is the 12th of April. It's after hours and just doing a quick review, quick wrap up for those that want to see a few things we were looking at today. Obviously, no one has a crystal ball, but we do the best we can to read the tape and make determinations where the market may be going. And that's an educated guess. And anybody that tells you they know exactly where it's going, that's a lot of nonsense. But certainly there are traders out there like Anthony who have a fairly good feel for if it's not going one way and it's going the other, then this is a potential target. He nailed it today. Kudos to Anthony Credelli, one of the sharpest traders out there. I pay attention when he talks. Today we had the idea that south side we wanted to test, close the gap, 34.75, 35. And if we got lucky to get continuation to test the overnight low, I warn traders to be very careful about this 31.25. That's part of our system. It's a major pivot, and we thought that that would be very important. Would that get respected or not? Nobody knows until we get there. But I had suggested you can't add. It's a dangerous pivot. We get a sharp snapback. Probably knocked everybody's stops out, I'm guessing. If not, you know something that I don't know, and if you're holding for a position to go south. But when we get a sharp bounce in 5 or 10 minutes, it usually tells us that the buying power is, or the selling power in this case, is dried up. Had a nice little double at that 32 zone. And this took off, and once we broke that 42, this aggressive area, 42s to 44s, an aggressive resistance, and it opens the door obviously to the next higher highs. And subsequently I had said yesterday that 48 was our normal resistance. If that breaks, obviously then opens the door higher to potentially other targets that might be out there. So the ABCDs worked out today that once we took out 45, we said, okay, this is going to be our support now. 44, 42 is going to be our support. And then let's look and see how high we can move this thing. Averages were going up. And it looked to me once we got into the 50s that unless we could come back and undo this support, we're going to continue to grind higher. And that's when I made that observation that the shorts were going to have their eyeballs popped out. This is a high type flag, and that's just the way you want to see them formed, about 2/3 of the way through it and pop out the top. And once this comes out later in the afternoon, we're not coming back. And so my primary target was 54.5. And if we could get above those 52s, and then anything up here into that 58.25, I've used that as a major idea. And there's a reason for these numbers. I don't just pick them out of the hat, but you know, I can show you exactly where those ideas are coming from. Obviously, if you're not part of the team, I won't be doing that, but certainly that is something I look for. So today's trade really, you may have started to guess at some targets up in here, but truth be told, the real essence of trading is being able to understand when traders are trapped and then join that winning team. So even if you were going south and got your stops knocked out, I like to go sideline, figure out, okay, which way are they going, and that's why I said shorts. Be very careful now. Because I think it's just this is just a profit-taking swing. Turned out that was true. We held that 37.75 the year open, and then it was just squeeze up here. This is a typical pattern that you will see in options expiration, where we're swinging from side to side in the big box, but not really going anywhere. And on the NQ, the 120 chart, nailed that. The OEX nailed that with that 60 chart. So there are a lot of reasons to believe that we should be conservative and think range trading. Once we got the snap, this turned out to be a one-way day. So obviously the traders who bought down here and went all the way up got the primary and the best trade of the day. That being said, both sides made money. And truth be told, you had to really get your wits about you to jump back in and say, okay, let's join the longs now, because truthfully the longs have held their support and they're going to go test some resistance. So we bumped into that 58.25. There's a little gap up here just above us. I think the next range obviously is that 58 to 62 that we've talked about, and then we'll see. So we're in the middle of option expiration week. We should get some swinging if we break out again. Obviously, we've got targets above, including that 71.5. That's going to have to hold, or it's mulligan number 5 for those traders who have forever been in denial and said we want short, and these are the highs, and that's it. We're not going higher. So, and that's not to poke fun at anybody. I'm just simply making a statement that we are paying attention to support in an uptrend, and until support doesn't hold and we go back and look for deeper support, we are paying attention and looking to join the long side in squeezes, and we will get these sharp bounces, especially in option next week. All right, that's it for now. Hope that helps you, and have yourself a great night.